Welcome and thanks for being here today. Just going to say some hellos real quick. Hello, Sacred Hag, Ness, Becky, Viviani. All right. Hey, Becky, can you rephrase your question about Roger Stone? I'm not understanding what you're asking. Hi, Jocelyn, Susan, Classified, Janny, Martha, Eljoy, Pegasus, Laura, Coyote, Suvi, hello. All right, everyone. So I'll be doing some political and current event questions. So if you have any questions, go ahead and write them in all caps in the chat with a couple emojis, and I'll get to as many as possible. I haven't really watched the news a whole lot recently. The parts that I watched was covering the hurricane in Florida, which we'll definitely touch up on a little bit. Hey, Lynn, Kanchana, Kim, Patricia, Jill, Sue Malik, Christy, Lady Leo. Hi, Karen. We got the whole gang coming in. Please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe if you haven't. I'm halfway to my next goal of 9,000 subscribers, so any help to get to that goal would be awesome. And as a lot of my subscribers know, every 1,000 subscribers, I do a free reading and a free Reiki giveaway. So hopefully we can reach that goal here soon. I want to give a shout out to Susan Lynn, who I was on her channel last week, and I've been really busy. A lot of people reaching out from our collabs. So I want to thank her for allowing me to be on her channel, and for all the new subscribers that have came over, and all of the reading and Reiki requests. That's a good one, Deborah. So thank you all so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Hey, Tisha. All right. I did have somebody that needed to reschedule. I had I have an opening tomorrow at 12 p.m. If anybody's interested in that for a reading or a Reiki session, let me know. And, first person that reaches out, I'll give it to them. So, all right. Now we're getting a lot of questions. Yes, we love Susan. And Susan should be joining me and Mel for a Thursday show soon. Hopefully next Thursday or maybe the following. And I will be on Mel's. I should be on Mel's channel this Thursday. Like I said, I have a lot of reading requests, and then I have to be a little bit careful with collaborations. September 11th and for 3 weeks onwards, I might be on jury duty, so I don't know. I haven't done that before, so hopefully I get out of it. But it's hard to plan stuff if I'm not sure what I'm doing. All right, so I got a lot of the questions started. With the hurricane coming into Florida, I think they're projecting a Category 3. They said possibly a 4. I'm feeling more like 3 energy personally. And it does feel like where they have it, the trajectory of the storm right now, it feels like it's just slightly west is what I'm picking up. I could be wrong. These storms are really predictable. So, for entertainment purposes only, but I do see a lot of storm surge and flooding with the storm, and even along the western side of Florida, but doesn't seem like the same type of energy as Ian or the same pathways, although I think they're predicting some storm surge, and I do feel some. And I even see as it crosses Florida and then it goes into Georgia, South and North Carolina, I do feel some flooding along the coastal regions and some tornado activity too. So I want to send a lot of love and prayers and protection for those in the path of the storm. All of my Florida friends, please be safe and please take the necessary precautions. I don't see it being. I do see some damage in some flooding. It doesn't feel like it's as bad as Ian, but um, I think a lot of where it's hitting, it's not quite as populated too. So definitely sending all of our Florida friends and our coastal friends a lot of love. All right. So I just wanted to address that. If there's any other questions about the storm, I can try to get to it. But those were just some of the hits I was getting. Everyone's so sweet. All right. I probably won't be on for quite an hour today. I do have an appointment shortly after this. So Jocelyn wants to know, hi, Kevin. Love watching you. Would love to. Would you know how much longer for the Ukraine war? I feel so bad for them. Yeah. Jocelyn, I do feel like it's, I think I've been saying for a while, I definitely felt Ukraine, their counteroffense is really coming in really strongly. And it definitely feels like, Ukraine's definitely pushing back and fighting through. Um, I've felt that things will slow down. Timing's always kind of hard to pinpoint, but a lot of the destruction now with like the missiles, it feels like that starts to slow down, de-escalate is what I'm feeling. Um, I think now between now and spring of next year, I do feel some conflicts over territories and boundaries, and that may go on for another year or two. It doesn't feel like it's quite as catastrophic as what's going on now. Um, but yeah, we're all sending them a lot of love. It's awful what's going on there, and it's going to really take them quite a while to rebuild. But I do see a lot of resources and people coming together to help with that. So it does feel like Ukraine's pushing forward. It's starting to de-escalate not too far in the future. Um, but I'm not sure exactly when it's going to be over. I hope that helps. And thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. Devo, I was joking about that. Tell the court you're psychic and you'll get out of jury duty. I was joking with some of my friends saying that I'm just going to tell them that I'm a psychic, a psycho, and they'll think I'm crazy and they won't pick me. Kathy wants to know, do you see the storm doubling back to South Florida? No, I don't think so, but I have said I felt a hurricane in South Florida. I don't think it's the same one. I could be wrong with that. I definitely feel like a storm hitting um, more on the Atlantic side, eastern side of Florida. Kind of feels like it comes out and then it kind of dissipates, is what I'm feeling. Like weekends after it hits landfall and goes out. All right. I saw Susan's question, and that was really sad. She says, Delta Airlines lost an emotional support Chihuahua mix on the tarmac at the Atlanta airport while its owner was in customs. They made her return to her country without the dog. Will it be found? I'm getting a guess it will be found. I don't know if it feels like the dog may have already been found by a family out there. unfortunately, I don't know if I feel like a return between the owner and the dog, but I do feel like there's somebody taking care of the dog, or if they aren't already taking care of the dog, somebody, joining a new family. But that is just awful. Make her go back to her country and not watch her dog or allow her dog to go with her. That's just awful. I'm gonna throw a card on it, but I feel like the dog is safe. Len, I already did my application. I just said I was a consultant. I guess if they ask me any more questions about what I do, I'll tell them that I'm a psychic. I feel Roger Stone's going to prison. Yes. Giselle says the dog has a chip in it. Okay. And while I'm getting good cards, nothing like really bad, or like I said, I feel like the dog is safe. I do get a lot of people who are working really hard to find the dog. Um, their celebration, the mother card here, but it does feel like they're a bit stuck with the leads, and they're having a hard time finding the dog. I get the Two of Cups, which could be a reunification, or it could be with the original owner or another family coming in. But I feel like the dog's going to be okay one way or another. If I don't know if I feel like it's going to be returned to the owner, was my initial hit, but I do feel like yeah, and I even have like the Fool next to it, which would be like a new beginning. I don't know. I do feel like the dog's safe, and maybe it's another family, but I mean that's just horrible. Sue Malik, my dogs are doing good. Thanks for asking. I can't even imagine that happening to me. But I mean, I guess on a positive note, it feels like, the dog, at least there's somebody taking care of it. All right. All right, let's see. And thank you for the question, Susan. Pegasus wants to know, has Roger Stone flipped on Donald, as the video recently posted seems to indicate? I hadn't seen a video. I feel like he might be talking. Susan was feeling the same thing. Yeah. Yeah, we love our dogs. I don't know if he's already started talking. I think he's starting to. It doesn't feel like he's said a whole lot, but I think he's trying to indicate that he knows a lot and is trying to make some kind of deal. I still feel jail for Roger Stone, but I just had the Page of Wands fly out, which would be like communications. All right. And then the government too. Yeah, I do think that he's flipping, but I don't think he's the most credible witness is what I'm getting. Because like the King of Cups is like my Garland card. This is like giving the information, the communication. I think he's starting to feel a little bit desperate. So he's speaking to the government, but I have the Seven of Cups here, so I don't think he's sharing everything that he knows or anything that would implicate himself. But I don't even know if they really trust a whole lot of what he says. But he definitely has trouble coming his way one way or another. If he hasn't already flipped, I think I do get that he will flip, but I kind of feel like he already has. Or started to give a little bit of information. Ian says the video of Stone was 10 months ago. There is one with Stone sitting in a car. Why until now they show it on MSNBC? I'm not sure. Yeah, and maybe that's what it is. He wants to make a deal and wants to spill the beans, but I feel Joe for Roger Stone. So, oh, that's interesting. Yeah, and Arizona's now looking into the fake electors case. I did say before I felt Arizona would act as well. All right. Oops. Okay, I'll have to look at that. She says Celtic Sheila shared it. Oh, and Meadows testified for 5 hours yesterday. I heard that he testified. I didn't know it was that long. And I don't see Mark Meadows getting his case. I don't see it getting moved to federal court. Hi, Kathy. Okay. All right. Deborah wants to know if the GOP will stop the government, the budget in September. The last time I read on it, originally I had read on it and I felt like it was going to be okay, but I do really see these MAGA crazies wanting to take away money from the DOJ and all these Trump cases, and I see them holding things up short term. It feels like it might be a week or two. It feels like whatever plan that they have, there's definitely going to be a lot of backlash to it. It's not going to do them any favors. It's going to make it a lot worse for them. Yeah, there's fighting. A roadblock. I'm getting that it's going to go through. It's going to be a bit of a waiting game. Like I said, it might be a week or two, and then we get celebration. We have the High Priestess and the Moon here, so there's definitely, a secret plan there to kind of muddy the waters. And like I said, it feels like a bit of conflict. you know, that small group of the MAGA crazies really kind of stirring things up. But I do feel like there is some negotiation while they're making their threats and holding things up. And I do get like success eventually. Yeah, communication above them. So there's a lot of talking between hand. And then I have the Ace of Pentacles, which would be, the funding coming through. It might be like a week or two. I don't see it being like anything catastrophic, although if I was a federal worker not getting paid for that amount of time, I definitely wouldn't be very happy. Well, thank you, Leslie. Yeah, it doesn't affect Social Security checks being released. Those will be released. It's just the federal workers will have to work and not get paid until they pass it. Oh, Linda, I'm not doing personal readings today. I'm just doing political and current event questions. All right. Will there be guilty verdicts for 45 before the 2024 election? If so, how many? I'm getting two cases. I definitely feel the January 6th case being done before the 2024 election. And I think it might be Georgia will be the other case. He's going to appeal any decision, just so we all know. But yeah, it feels like two cases he's found guilty on. I think those are the two that move the fastest. Hey, Deanne, my friend. Yeah, Celtic Sears is glad to hear you survived the tornado warning near you. Yeah. Last Friday night, I think it was around midnight, and me and my husband were awake in a tornado warning, and there were I think there were a couple that touched down. There was a lot of wind, but there were a couple small ones that touched down. Not super close to us, but in our general area. And then 2 days later, it was Sunday. Sunday night, there was a small earthquake like 15, 20 miles from me, which is really strange here in Ohio. And it was like a 4.0, so it wasn't anything that caused damage, but it was loud and enough to scare you and startle you a little bit. So yes, I do have a basement. Me and my husband took the dogs downstairs in the basement. We were down there for an hour. So luckily his phone went off because I did not hear it. So anybody that's questioning climate change or that we're having, I don't think you can question all the crazy weather and earth activity right now, but all right. Yeah, but it was definitely a little unnerving to have both of those happen a couple days from each other. All right. Teacher Barbara wants to know, I'm here in Tampa Bay area waiting for Idalia. Do you think we will be back to school on Thursday? I do feel It does feel like there's some storm surge. I don't know if like it doesn't feel like Ian or anything crazy like that, but um and I feel like some wind damage too. I don't know if those outer bands of the hurricane I feel like is going to hit Tampa. Um I'm feeling like no, not by Thursday, but maybe by next week school will be back on. But I got no for Thursday, so it doesn't feel like it's I guess it depends on what area, but it doesn't feel like it's like really bad for Tampa. It's definitely hitting up more north. So Yogi Bear. All right. Yeah, I don't feel Fani does have a big fight on her hands, but I don't see them removing her and Best England. Yeah, I do feel like there's more people wanting an early trial too. And I don't feel like it's a good defense to go first, to be completely honest with you. I do feel quite a few people flipping too, so or trying to make a deal, they'll plead guilty, but um, coming forward and sharing some stuff. Yeah, Sheila, I don't feel Mark Meadows being successful with his trying to move to federal. I'll throw a card on it for you. I I don't see that they go into federal for Mark Meadows. No, I don't get that at all. I'm getting like retreat, and it feels like there's a bit of sadness with this. They're reviewing and analyzing it right now, but I don't see him being successful with that. So, sorry, drop some cards. I've often I felt Mark Meadows was going to get in trouble in one of these cases, and clearly I think it's coming from Georgia. So Sharon says Meadows incriminated himself even more by testifying. He's toast. Yeah, I agree. Mm. All right. Okay, so that kind of goes into Rebecca's question. If Roger Stone's the one feeding information to Jack Smith, I feel like like I said, I felt like he has talked or will talk. I feel like he has talked, but I don't feel like Jack Smith had a lot of that information before, and he's not getting all of his information from Roger Stone. Just say that. I feel a lot of trouble for Roger Stone. Sunny Valeria, will the GOP be successful in a Biden impeachment by the end of September? No. Impeach him for what? I do feel like they may. I don't. They've already talked about it. I don't think that they've started it yet. They may try to do an impeachment inquiry, but no, they can't. What has Biden done to be impeached for? And even if they tried it, I don't think that they would be successful. I think that there is enough Republicans and really swing districts that would not do that. So I don't see that, but I do see them talking about it and the crazies escalating that. We're gonna see a lot more on like trying those crazies are gonna try their best to try to start interfering in these Trump cases. We already saw it in New York. Jim Jordan's trying to do it in Georgia, which he's not going to be successful with. If they can defund the federal courts or um, DOJ, they would try it, but I don't see them being successful in the long run. And Trump's going to start really pressuring them to do this too. He's already started, but it's going to get a lot more intense. All right. Please do me a favor, everyone. Please hit the thumbs up. I would really appreciate that. I don't know what Trump's trying to appeal. If anybody can clarify that, what Trump is trying to appeal, I'm assuming in Georgia. Christy wants to know, are there ET installations on the dark side of the moon? Oh, I'm getting an absolute strong yes with that. Absolutely. I almost wonder if there's a mothership around the moon too, because I do feel like there's smaller ships coming towards Earth that are from the moon. But absolutely, there's definitely ET activity on the moon. All right. Yes, I do see him being convicted in Georgia. If you're asking about the appeals afterwards, I don't really I don't really know, but I'm almost feeling no, but I feel like it because I don't feel jail time for Trump. I almost feel like he's not in the picture when the appeal would come through. I'm not typically one to do passing predictions of people, but um it very well could happen sometime next year or early the following year. He doesn't. I'm not feeling a very long life for Trump. When we hear about the Trump pardons, absolutely. And I feel like a lot of those pardons being reversed. Actually, I feel like all of those that he made it that the ones that he sold um, will be reversed. Yeah, he might try. Yeah, and I feel like March 4th feels pretty good for the DC case. And March of next year feels huge for Trump, and not in a good way. No. If anything, I feel like if Trump keeps up his crap that he's doing and threatening people and doing stuff, the judge in DC would make it sooner. So Giselle says, "Will any Secret Service agents lose their job or be indicted now that the January 6th tasks have been recovered?" Yes, absolutely. And I remember when it was being made a big deal like months ago about the deleted texts. I said then and there, like this is a huge story and much bigger. and it will come back to the surface. I do see a lot of people in the Secret Service and even the FBI. It feels like trouble for a lot of them. Absolutely. I don't know if they've recovered all the text messages, but I think there's some pretty damning information in those texts. I don't know if the Trump pardons are coming soon, Yogi Bear. It feels like it might be a little bit out there, so maybe in the next year. I'm feeling like maybe like summer of next year, so it's a while out still. Eric wants to know if Trump will be on the ballot November 2024. Interesting. You said that, or you asked that. I have a feeling like Trump may win the primary. He may get the nomination, but I do not feel him on the ballot 2024. Either the health issue comes up, or maybe he's in trouble for the DC case. If he was appealing it and he was charged, I mean, he would still have to like I said, I don't feel like he's in jail, but I do feel like some kind of lockdown facility, possibly if the health doesn't take him out first. But wouldn't he have to wait somewhere while he tries to appeal it? I'm not really sure how that works, but I don't see him on the ballot in November 2024. Feels like summer of next year he really goes down, and I feel Republicans scrambling to throw somebody on the ballot. I said I felt like it could be Tim Scott. I don't know. I have a weird feeling about him. I don't think that he would get the votes necessarily to be the nominee, but you know. I see a bad winner for New England. Yeah, it feels like it's very cold, snowy. I feel even like wet along the coastal areas. So yeah, it feels a bit tough in New England this winter, but New England's used to that too. All right, you guys. Sorry, just trying to get caught up in the chat. I don't know about bad winter for Salt Lake City. It feels like it's cold. Does Salt Lake normally get snow? And they might get some snow. It doesn't feel like it. It feels like it's more cold than anything else. Is what I'm feeling. No, I think that I don't think that they would do both cases at once, Nancy. DC and Georgia. I feel DC coming in first is what I'm feeling. So maybe Georgia's a little bit afterwards. But the judges would work together for that. But yeah, DC I feel like is the first one to really act. And we got a lot of people watching, a lot of questions coming in. Thank you all so much. When do I see the indictments coming for the first? Okay. I do feel, I've said this before, it feels like waves of like people being targeted, and then as like one group is indicted, there'll be some cooperation, and then like the next group. I do feel this fall some people are indicted. It feels like it's a smaller group, and it feels like it goes into like spring or summer of next year. Wiki. It's like 4 or 5 batches of indictments. It feels like every like 2 months, another group is indicted. But I do feel, and very well could be even September, October. Thanks for stopping by, Sherry. No, they won't impeach. They won't impeach her, Colleen. She wants to know if the Wisconsin Supreme Court Justice Janet P. will be impeached by the Thugs legislator. They're afraid she will be instrumental in changing their extreme gerrymandering map. Well, they have every reason to be afraid, because that's exactly what she's doing. I do see a new map coming in for Wisconsin. So, but I don't see them being successful in removing her. Valerie, can you look at Steve Scalise diagnosed with blood cancer? I hadn't heard that. He's like the second in line in the House, if I remember correctly, right? Right. She hasn't done anything to be impeached for. No, they would try to impeach her because they know what's coming. They see the writing on the wall. It's like the same thing here in Ohio. They want to take our votes away and change the percentage of what you need to pass bills. It's all just kind of cheat, and people aren't following for it. I mean, even these special elections that there's usually not a lot of Democratic turnout. People are coming out to protect their freedoms and democracies or their body, and I don't see that stopping. So a lot of people will be voting, next November. Ooh. Yeah, he's a majority whip. That's what I thought. I think he's going to have to leave, you guys. I did have the tower come out, so this is obviously a tower moment for him. And I do feel like there's a lot of quick movement coming in. Could even be with the Ace of Swords, if you think of that as like a scalpel, like a surgery. But I do get like walking away, and a new beginning. So definitely feels like it's a transitional period. I don't know if he'll be able to stay in there with his health. I don't know how soon this is. That's the first I'm really hearing of it. I don't like the tower and the Eight of Cups walking away, but also can be a card of poor health. So Giselle says multiple myeloma has a very involved treatment. Your friend just went through. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I don't know. I don't feel like if Lynn says it's very treatable. He'll be out for 2 to 3 months. Could be longer than that. I feel like I don't know how treatable that is. I don't think he can do his job, at least as leader and with those health challenges, is what I'm picking up. I mean, that's a shame. I don't care for his politics, but I never wish bad things or ill health or ill will on other people. So it feels a bit tough for him. Kathy says, I feel Raskin reached out to him. I do feel I got an absolute yes with that. I don't know about friends, but I feel like support there. Oh, interesting. So Repubs now will have a 4-seat majority. Yeah. Well, we're still over a year away. So if people have to leave early or, there's a lot of House members, it's very easily that, a couple more Republicans could leave before then. So Yeah. All right, you guys. I only have time for one or two more questions. Let me just see. Somebody asked a question. I want to look at Peter Navarro. Somebody asked if he has any jail time. My first initial feeling with that is I don't know if Navarro will, but I feel like he would be. He's definitely somebody flipping. Why is George Santos still there? Beats me. He won't be in there for long. I can tell you that. I'm not sure when his courts cases is up, but I can tell you that he will be out. Yeah, he's a bit slimy. I agree. But when I read the question, I almost got like a hit. Like, no, there's no prison time there for him. Or maybe like Ian says, if he goes to jail, maybe it's only for a couple months. It's very short. Yeah, he makes a deal. I feel like he makes a deal. Yeah, I don't like this, you guys. When I asked if he's going to jail, and the first card down is the 9 of Cups, wishes being fulfilled, and 6 of Wands, that's like victory. And 2 of Cups, deal being made. Yeah, he's working to make his dreams come true, to get out of it. Yeah, and giving information, the spy in the camp. There is a little bit of disappointment there, so I don't feel like he's getting off scot-free, but it might be enough to avoid jail time. Maybe it's even like a house arrest kind of thing. Yeah, because there is a bit of disappointment, but I get that he flips and makes a deal. Christy, I see George Santos being kicked out of Congress because of all of his issues, not getting voted back in. I think I said all along, I feel like really Santos will be the first one out of a lot of these crazies to leave, to be kicked out. Oh, thank you all so much. Let me just see if I have I touched on that. Let's just ask, did Meadows lie on the stand? We'll end it on that. I'm feeling that there was a lie there. Absolutely. Yeah, Moon, Hangman. I would say yes with those cards. Yeah, because he's stuck. He doesn't know what to do. Yeah, and he's still hanging on. Yeah, the Moon, the secrets. He was definitely, clouding up some of the information he told, the Hangman, trying to delay things. Yeah, he's very nervous. because of his ties to the devil. It's almost like with this devil card too. It's like I can't go against master, kind of like he's enchained, enslaved to the devil. I do feel like there was a lie there. Absolutely. Magician, so like trying to manipulate his way out of it. But I don't see it being successful. You know, the truth is coming out about this. And he does have a bit of a tower moment coming in too. So yeah, his energy feels very desperate. I would say that Nine of Swords, like the anxiety and the fear is hitting him very hard. So I'm feeling I got a strong yes. Yes, there were some lies up there, and it will be revealed. All right, everyone. Well, I'm going to end it there for today, a little bit shorter, but thank you all so much for watching. Please hit that thumbs up. Please subscribe. Let's get to 9,000 subscribers. We'll do some more giveaways. I should be on Mel's channel Thursday night, so I'm looking forward to that. If I didn't get to your question today, please come back and send your question in the chat on his channel. And if anybody's interested in a reading or a Reiki session, you can send me an email at kevinlovingvibrations@gmail.com. I have that information in the description box of the video, okay? I will see you all soon. Again, sending a lot of prayers and protections for all of our friends in the path of this hurricane. It does feel like there's there's a lot of wind damage, but I am seeing coastal flooding too, even some tornadoes with it. So just sending a lot of love and light and prayers for those affected by the storm. So I will see you all Thursday night. Have a great evening, everyone. Bye-bye.